Really?
That's the clip we show, girl. Lena! I know you said that was a clip we show, but I love Jennifer Lewis so much. Like, every word that comes out of her mouth is... she's so dramatic. Like, how much fun did you have interviewing Jennifer Lewis?
Fun, you know, trying my hardest not to bust up laughing is the most difficult thing I've probably done. Because everything she says, I'm trying not to laugh.
Yeah.
That's literally what you're watching, is me trying not to laugh.
But even with the dramatics, and I had to separate myself as only Jennifer Lewis. It's just, like, I remember when Jennifer Lewis came here season 1. She played the piano for me, and she was so unpredictable. You don't know what's gonna come out of her mouth.
You don't. I don't. And the thing is, I mean, the reason why some people said, Lena, you just seem so comfortable.
This is what I want to know, Lena. What was going on in your mind when you had that face?
I just love to have the same
She was talking about sex all night long.
What you learn is I don't change my hairstyle much. No, I think I'm so used to being at her home, as you know, like, and she's sitting at the piano and she's telling stories. So we're kind of familiar with not knowing where the story gonna turn.
Right.
But that one, you're seeing in real time, me wondering, where is this Lawrence Fishburne story actually going?
I know.
But my favorite is, she's like, I knew his girlfriend at the time. So I'm like, okay.
I'm butt naked in front of Lawrence Fishburne. I knew
his girlfriend at the time. I was newly in love. I'm like, okay, y'all brother and sister at the end? Fantastic. Great.
I love your podcast because I know you want to talk to seasoned actors. Like, how much do you admire your elders?
Oh, the most.
Yeah.
But also when I was a young kid, I always loved being around my grandmother. Loved hanging around my mom, much to her chagrin, and my aunt and her friends. So, but I think the legends really, because you know you got Gina Prince Bythewood, who's a writer-director.
Yes.
Obviously, you know, Debbie Allen, who's behind the scenes as well. Mara Brock-Akil, who created Girlfriends, Dear Mary Jane, you know. So these are women whose legacies really impacted mine. I wouldn't be sitting where I'm sitting. I look at Jada Pinkett and I said, without Set It Off, there's no Queen and Slim. So I think it's important for people to make those connections.
Right.
Yeah.
And really also give them their flowers.
Absolutely. I'll give you your flowers. You know, like I would not confuse you with Quinta Brunson, although I think y'all could be cousins.
Yes, absolutely.
But you know, I love telling people about what they've done. Even I was writing you a little letter in your book, your guest book, and I was just thanking you for bringing warmth, joy, positivity to television.
I appreciate that.
It means a lot. You know, you going from The View, I remember seeing you get that gig on The View to being here. It's a beautiful thing walking down that hallway and seeing you with Oprah and seeing you with Joy Behar. That's what you know, legendariness is all about.
Thank you, Lena. Okay, I need to keep giving you your flowers. Thank you. I just know that, you know, I admire you so much because you've accomplished so much already. I mean, you're an Emmy Award-winning writer. I remember when you gave your speech when you won your Emmy. And not only The Chi we know, but you've created several other TV shows. Like you founded Hillman Grad Productions because you wanted to tell the stories and give marginalized storytellers an opportunity.
Absolutely.
You know, and that has been going strong.
Yeah.
So, you know, I did not know you were a publisher of books until they gave me the book, What I Must Tell the World. And I was like, Lena publishing books now?
Yes. Hillman Grad Books.
They handed me this book. Can you tell me What I Must Tell the World is about?
I mean, it's about the one and only Lorraine Hansberry. And, you know, it's interesting, everybody doesn't know Lorraine Hansberry's story the way I was blessed to learn it. Being from Chicago, you hear Lorraine Hansberry very early on. She's one of our favorite daughters. And she died at 34.
And Lorraine Hansberry, if you don't know, she wrote Raisin in the Sun.
Raisin in the Sun.
Raisin in the Sun.
But also, too, connecting, you know, with the elders and those that have come before you. A Raisin in the Sun, as we know, is a line from Langston Hughes' poem.
Yes.
And she asked him, would it be okay if I use a line from your poem as a title of my new play? And he responded and said, I would be honored. And so, just that connectivity between Langston Hughes and Lorraine Hansberry, I'm trying to follow in those footsteps. With Legacy Talk and with making sure people know Lorraine's story, it's really about making sure people don't forget where we come from and the people that have laid the groundwork for us to be here.
You know what? We need this. You definitely need the story
told. And by the way, I mean, it's like you can buy it for your kids for Christmas, but also buy it for some of your cool adults who may not know the story, to have it on your coffee table book to say, Lorraine Hansberry, what's that? Pick it up, and so that we continue to say her name so we don't forget her.
Absolutely. I love this. And one thing You know, it's so funny because I thought that I was one of the only big fans. Well, not just me, but there's so many big fans of The Chi. You don't think of some of these big people. I don't know. You tell me. Beyonce revealed that she was a big fan of The Chi. So when Beyonce said that, how did that make you feel?
I was very surprised and grateful that Beyonce's watching anything I'm doing. But no, I didn't know. It was a surprise to me. You know, when the GQ article came out, my phone was like blowing. I was like, what did I do? Did I do something today? But then I saw that people say, no, Beyonce said she watched The Chi. And I was like, oh, amazing. And I'm really cool with her publicist, Yvette, who was amazing, who didn't tell me. She let it be a surprise. But she hit me and was like, yeah, you know, B wanted it to be a surprise, and I didn't want to tell you before it came out. But it's a beautiful thing. We're going to be airing season 7 next year.
Wow. Wow.
So it just, I mean, but also our Chi family has been with us, and Morocco, you're a part of the Chi family. You know, for a show to be on for 7 seasons, it just doesn't happen very often.
It doesn't.
We're really grateful, and the fact that, you know, Beyonce's watching means we got to keep on stepping it up and
so, like,
keep
would
on
you
going hard.
Would you ever think of writing Beyonce a part in The Chi?
I would write Beyonce whatever she wants me to write for her. But also, it's like, look, people, you know, Legacy Talk with Lena Waithe is going to come back for a season 2, and we're talking about, you know, who we want to sit with. And I really sit and talk to people about their process and their career. And Beyonce has a wonderful acting career. Like, I remember watching her in the Carmen, like, hip-hop, you know, thing that was on MTV, seeing her, obviously, a beautiful performance in Dreamgirls, Cadillac Records. She did a beautiful job there. And so I think there's a lot to talk about in terms of her acting career, too. So I love her Legacy Talk. Come on.
This is what I got to say. I love you hearing about Beyonce. You talk about. I ain't been on The Chi yet. Like what? Like what do I gotta do? Beyonce just revealed on GQ that she's a fan of The Chi. I've been saying I'm a fan of The Chi since season 1 of The Chi. And then she goes, and you are part of The Chi family, because I watch it on TV every week. What do I got? Everybody, I talk to Brett, I talk to Candy Burris, I say, when y'all see Lena Waithe, can you tell her I love The Chi? And I just, when can I be on The Chi?
Really? This what you doing? It's her fault. It's your fault.
It's not my fault.
It's your schedule. You hear every day, and then you the type, I write the part, and then I say, okay, so let's bring her to Chicago. You're like, oh, she busy.
Look.
Oh, she can't do it.
Kim Whitley can sit in for me. I will do The Chi. We could find somebody to sit in the chair and do, if you could just write me one good love scene. One good love scene.
We got
one good love scene. Look, my belt just fell off. Look.
I got this. I got this.
Well, I'm not trying to be, like, specific. I done broke my belt.
Got the bling popping.
One little love scene, something going on.
Okay, so you need a one-night stand with Luke James.
I'm here for it, Lena. Okay. I'm here for it.
Got it.
All right, we can talk about it.
Do you do nudity?
No, you ain't gonna see me naked. Right. I gotta get a body double.
Okay, bet.
I gotta get a body double, yeah.
I'll call Quentin. We can call Quentin, whatever you need.
Well, if Quentin could be my body double, but don't. Y'all give it up for Robin Roberts.
When your wife and your sister in the front row, that gives you something.
I know, sister, wife, nephew. You got family here. I love it.
We are family. Yeah.
You are family. Oh my gosh. It's so funny because I got my tissue ready.
What do you think I got in my hand right now? This one right here.
I love you so much. It's just like you come and I cry because I love you. But I'm not the only one. You, Robin, you make so many people cry. How many people have you made cry in your career?
See, what day is this right now? It's Tuesday already. You know what? We are so fortunate. You know that we are.
Yes,
the
we
people
are.
come, they come and sit here and talk to you. They come to Good Morning America and talk to me. What a privilege it is to be in a position to help people share their story.
Absolutely.
And that's how I look at it. And vulnerability is a strength. It is not a weakness.
It's not a weakness.
Not
and
at
just
all.
to be of, for me, it's like being of service. And
Exactly.
because it's not about us. It's about what are we giving and what.
And what's the first thing you want to do? You want to make people feel comfortable. And when you feel
Absolutely.
comfortable, you know this, when you feel comfortable, you start sharing things and
Yes.
things like that.
And you get people to share things.
I
People
do.
tell you stuff.
See, Sherri, can we talk?
Can we talk? Yes.
Want me to get some stuff out of Sherri?
Exactly. Get that stuff out.
No.
And that's what I love about you. You are
Thank
that
you.
type of person. And I love it when you're having fun because I saw you and Amber at Gayle King's birthday party.
we had a good time.
Oh, we had a good time. You and Amber looked amazing.
We
Y'all
followed the dress code.
Yeah, see, and here's the thing. The dress code was yellow.
And
It
gold.
was yellow and gold. Now, we wore our... Gayle didn't even wear the right color. And it was her birthday. But you guys looked so good. Did you have a good time?
I had a great time, but I wasn't doing like people do on the red carpet, trying to one up and see who's there. I was in the moment. Everybody there was so incredibly special because they know Gayle King.
Gayle is
and
special.
to know her is to love her.
Absolutely.
Did you have a good time?
You know what I did?
Yeah.
And I stayed on the dance
You
floor.
look good.
I said, well, you know what? I didn't smile, Gayle. I didn't smile, Robin, because I lost my side tooth. So I didn't smile. So
Is that what I was wondering?
You were wondering. Everybody was like, why did? Yeah, because I lost my side tooth. So I had to you see it now,
Yeah,
but
good.
I left it at home.
Oh, see, what happened was I left.
You see, now you done made me be vulnerable. You see this? You see what she does?
You didn't know that.
I wasn't even gonna say that.
Oh no. Bring it out of you.
Yeah, I love it. Like I said, when I saw you and Amber, and she's here in the audience today. Hey, Amber.
Hey, sweet Amber.
You and your lovely wife. Now, this is what y'all live
What?
apart during the week.
For
You
3
and-
days. What? Someone said what? I heard this. What?
Yeah,
Not everybody can do this.
Not
No,
everybody
yeah.
can do it, but y'all, how's it working out living apart?
Because of my early hours.
You have to be really early.
Yes,
Yeah.
and so it's only 3 days out of the week that we do that. And I was talking about this the other day on Good Morning America, and I got the looks from people, and we have been together for 20 years.
20 years.
20 years.
Yeah.
So it's working for us. I don't suggest it for everyone.
Yeah.
Because some people, they can't keep your eye, but that should tell
Exactly.
you something right there. If you don't, it's about trust. It's about
know.
trust and love, and I could not imagine. But it's kind of nice. She said the same thing. No, she would say the same thing.
What's nice about it?
Nice is about you keep your identity. And
Okay.
then you're excited
When you
see each other.
Right.
Excited, yeah.
See, I'm not at that place yet, because if I am even on a date, like if I talk to them the next day, I go FaceTime me, because I need to see where you at. So
Well, see, that should tell you something right there.
it tells you something right there. I need more therapy. That's what that tells me.
No, not at all.
But I love it because I
Yeah.
think most people would love to do something like that, especially as we get older. It's
I
just
have heard from a lot of folks who say the same thing.
Yeah, it's just like to be able to come together and you enjoy each other.
Yeah.
Now, I know that you love sports.
Love it.
Okay, so how does Amber work? When you love sports, is Amber into sports? Because you get loud.
Yeah, I get real loud
Yeah, you
because
get loud.
Madison Keys was playing at the Australian Open, and with the time change, that match was on like at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, Friday into Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And I was up. And I was shouting, and the neighbors and all that. Amber was sound asleep. She didn't
Oh,
hear.
she slept through the whole thing?
No, yeah, slept through the whole thing. And then that morning, I said, she was like, "Who won?" I'm like, "You didn't hear me," But she tries to get me to watch some of her shows.
Right.
Which so it's
Do
a
you
trade-off.
watch? Because it's a trade-off there.
It is a trade-off. You know how, because isn't that how that is with you? in
Yeah,
your
you
past?
got to trade off because I'm not into sports, but I'll
Right.
sit there and watch it.
Do you shout? Do you say the wrong thing?
I say the
or-
wrong thing because I'm always looking at their butts. So that
Yeah, that would
man,
be-
the men don't want to hear all of that.
Yeah, I'd have to worry about that with Amber. Just a joke. Just a joke.
Amber's like, I think for Amber, you screaming is like puts her to sleep. It's like the rocking, like your voice just puts her to sleep.
I do have that effect.
Yeah,
Yes,
you-
that does, yeah. Yes.
You do not. I'm gonna tell you something.
What are you gonna tell me?
What are you
gonna tell me? What are you gonna tell me?
I love you. I gotta tell you, congratulations on I Will Survive, the Gloria Gaynor story.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you're bringing this to the screen. It is perfectly time for Black History Month. Gloria Gaynor is such an icon.
Isn't she?
And Gloria Gaynor and Joaquina were here yesterday. And just watching Gloria Gaynor and her journey, I'm excited. What does she mean to you? What does her music mean to you?
I Will Survive, you know. I'm somebody who's gone through cancer twice, and I'm here by the grace of God. And it's not just surviving, but thriving. And I had the privilege of meeting this woman. I was asked to moderate a discussion with her when she was inducted. Her song, I Will Survive, in the Library of Congress in D.C. So I go there several years ago. And I'm talking to her, and I'm getting a lot out of her. And I'm like, people need to know more about her, how she has survived, what she has overcome, her anthem. And I saw her yesterday with Joaquina, and it was just so beautiful to see. And I'm just so grateful that now more people are going to know her entire story.
Oh, this is absolutely amazing. You know, Robin, I remember reading your first book where you talked about, you know, how you got into this career and what you had to do and the life lessons you learned, and it has never left me. And every time you come, I keep forgetting to bring your book so you can autograph it, so people will know that I really know you. So, but I love, you know, you seem to have done it all. So I wanted to go back and do something with you called First Job Flashback. Because I want to talk to you about your first job, all right? So, Robin, you were a school bus driver.
Yes, I was.
Okay.
I was a school bus driver. Proud of it.
Can you tell me about this?
Okay, see, what happened was I was I was in Mississippi, senior in high school. And because I'm one of those babies that got born in November, I was always a little bit older in my class. I didn't get left back. I was just older, okay?
Yes.
So I turned a certain age when I was a senior in high school, so they would allow me to drive a school bus.
They let you drive a school bus,
When
Robin?
I was a senior in high school. Could you imagine a classmate? I used to love their expression. I'd open that door like that. They look at me like, I'll walk. You know, like, I'm like, oh, you better get in this bus. You want to get to pass high. But it taught me responsibility.
Right.
And I just really am appreciative. But they they don't have that program anymore about being a senior.
I wonder why they don't have that program anymore.
Well, you know, but it was a great first job. What was yours?
My very first job, I was a candy striper. Not stripper, candy striper. At the hospital in the older ward wing. And I would give water and just sit with the older people. And I would make them laugh. They just liked me coming around. Candy striper. And I had on the pink and white uniform, and I would just come and massage their hands and just talk to them.
So you were a comforter back then?
I was a comforter back then.
Yeah.
And so, you know, and it made me who I am. But it's like, I love the fact that you were a bus driver. I hate that they don't let you do it now and they stopped the program.
I know.
But I do want to say, it's a bunch of us from the show. We're going to Woodbury Commons, the outlet stores. Would you drive us?
I would be happy to drive your bus.
Girl, it's like 12 of us.
Where my hat?
feel
Where
like
my hat? Where my
driving,
hat?
okay? And you just get in that bus and we gonna all go to sleep.
You know, and Amber always teases me about, I won the Driver's Ed Award in 10th grade.
You did?
I won the Driver's Ed Award.
What did you do?
I just wanted, she said, stop. He said, you sound like a big nerd whenever
They got a Driver's Ed Award?
Yes,
Robin?
10th grade.
And you won it in 10th grade?
I did.
Okay, anybody else need a ride?
Let's go. You're in safe
Anybody
hands.
else need to learn how to drive? That's Robin Roberts. Call her up. All right, Robin, thank you so much for being here.
Love you.
I love you too. And I will survive.
I will survive.
I will survive. Hey! The Gloria Gaynor story, it premieres Saturday night on Lifetime.
You look beautiful.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Is she not the best?
Thank you. Girl.
Yes.
It's so funny because when I think about our relationship, and we met 17 years ago. So we've known each other for 17 years.
I know.
So like, look, oh my gosh.
Babies.
Babies, so when you look at us back then, what comes to mind when you see this picture?
Like, thank God that you were sent
Turn around,
into
look
the
like
same path as me at the same time
I
at
know.
The View. Like, Sherri saved me, okay? Like, there were a lot of moments which I think you accelerated at, like, being in the awkward or angry moment and just making it better with your smile, with your spirit. Like, God was like, I'm gonna bless you with Sherri. Like,
Oh,
bless
thank you.
with Sherri.
But it was like mutual. It was mutual when we had to do stuff, and I remember you were so funny, and we just had the most fun together because we were the most adventurous on the show.
Well, we got in trouble a lot.
We got in trouble a lot.
Like, we were like the two kids in the room that would get in trouble by Barbara, because she
With
had high
Barbara.
standards, and sometimes we wanted to like reach those, and sometimes we didn't.
Exactly, and so she would talk to us individually together. But we always came back and did it, you know. And I loved it because I remember the last time, like you used to jog home all the time. Like I took a cab. I'd be like, you jogged everywhere you went.
Yeah.
Did you jog here?
No.
Because you jog all
You're
the
not.
time.
I did not jog here, but I did. I remember I would leave. And then as
Yeah.
Grace got a little older, I thought she'd be embarrassed of me, like showing up totally sweaty to pick her up from school.
Yeah.
So I'd run with my crumpled up dress in my hands.
Yeah.
Around town, get to her school, put the dress on over my running clothes, wipe my sweat off, and go pick her up. Like,
And then you
nothing
pick her up,
happened.
and it was good.
Yeah, it was fine. It was great.
You know, I love that because you were always so athletic. When we talk about Barbara Walters and getting in trouble with her, I remember last time we were on The View, together, you and I, it was Barbara Walters' last show.
Yes.
It was her last show,
I know.
and everybody came who you know, because Barbara Walters made a difference in every one of these ladies' lives. Now, okay, where are you? I see your head.
Wait, where am I?
You were behind Robin Roberts, right over there. It was so, I don't even know how we all fit on the
Wait.
stage.
I mean, I think someone was trying to kick me off of there. I think
Look at this picture right here,
Wait a
Elizabeth.
second.
Yeah.
Why
There's
did
that arrow right there.
I mean, I'm barely squeezed in this photo.
It was so many women.
Here. I'm right here, Barbara.
You know
Barbara
what?
was with me also.
What did you learn from Barbara?
I learned so much from
Like,
her.
you were one of her favorites. Even though you got in trouble all the time.
I think we were her favorites together.
I think together.
Yeah, we were together.
Yes, we were.
I love Barbara. She taught me so much. She was
Yeah.
the most curious, and you know this, the most curious person. So she would research, like,
Everything.
everything. She would know more about you than you remembered about yourself.
Yeah.
And she would make sure that she left so much room to listen.
Yeah.
And had the best follow-ups. And it didn't matter if she was interviewing someone on a horse. She
Yes.
would break the plane, and she did it with such dignity. And she was hard. I mean, she was hard on us. She had high
was.
standards for broadcasting and interviewing and research and news. But I learned so much from her. She taught me so
and
much.
you taught me with Barbara because I would cry because Barbara was very hard on us. We learned so much.
Yes.
But you would tell me, you know, it's just like, it's going to make you stronger. It's going
Yes.
to make you better.
Yes.
So don't even worry about it. But we did get in trouble a lot because she used to, like, did she kick you under the chair?
No.
You never got, because I get kicked under. I get
kicked under the
kicked under
chair?
the chair. If I was talking too long or she wanted me to cut, like I would get that look.
No, because I sat right next to her, so she would just put her little pretty hand.
Oh, she put her hand on you. Okay, I must have been talking too much because I got the foot and the ankle, girl, at the
Is that
table.
what you would sometimes jump?
But that's what I love because when we were at the table, if something happened, I would grab your thigh and I would squeeze your thigh
Yeah.
really, really, really hard.
Yes, and then I would just be like, that is a reminder that I'm gonna make it and I'm gonna survive through the show.
Until we survive.
We survived.
We Barbara Walters love.
Yes.
We can do anything.
Yes.
You know,
So
it's
grateful to her.
absolutely. It absolutely changed
Yeah.
our careers.
It did.
Definitely
It
the
did.
trajectory of our careers, Barbara Walters. But one of the biggest days at The View, I remember in 2010, former President Barack Obama. Was he president then, or was he was running?
He was president.
He was president. He was on the show,
Yes.
and you said that was one of your favorite interviews.
Yes.
Now, why was that?
Okay, well, you remember what this day felt like, right?
Yes, yeah,
So
that
this was a lot of preparation. So we did a live show.
We did.
And then the Secret Service came and they swept the office.
Absolutely, they
Okay,
did.
and then they swept my office like 4 times.
They did.
Because they're
came
like,
in.
that one, she's trouble. So
They
she,
said-
they kept sweeping.
They came in your office a lot.
And I actually went for a run. I took my notes in a Ziploc bag because I was
did.
like, I'm not gonna leave my notes there for anybody to like read. I wanna be able to ask these questions well. So I went for a run with the notes. We weren't allowed back in our offices. Do you remember this, or was
I
it just
remember
me that didn't let back
No,
in?
they didn't let you back in the office. That was you, Elizabeth.
So I don't know what they thought I was gonna do, but here's why I loved it. I was able to, and you know, it was like four called Democrats, one Republican. I had the responsibility of asking a question on behalf of those that might vote differently in the election. But I'm like, you know, this is a person. So I asked him about the economy, how he thought Mitt Romney was going to be bad for the economy when our economy at the time under his presidency was suffering, right? Just an honest political question.
Absolutely.
But my favorite moment was when I got to look at him parent to parent and say, you have, for the first time when we have this digital world and you're going to be raising these girls in the White House, you're essentially the first father when it comes to this new era. Like, what do we need to know? What can we learn from you? I just wanted to know, like, what are his rules? And so I thought it was just an opportunity to find common ground, which I think is essential.
And he welcomed all the questions from you. That's what I remember. Like, he was not saying, no, I want to answer that. He answered every question that you asked him.
Absolutely did. And I thought, like, I remember him actually hearing the question and thinking and having, like, a very just engaged moment where, you know, it's a privilege to be able to ask a sitting president a question. It's a privilege to be able to ask someone who wants that job to explain why they want to do certain things. It's awesome. So I felt like that was a blessing, but to be able to connect with him on a human level was so great because I thought, hey, I'm a mom, I'm a parent, you're a parent. Like, what is a common ground? And if you can't find common ground and you're only seeking political division, I think you're not doing justice to the person who might want to be in your seat at home, you know, just be a vehicle for some common ground. And you can ask the hard question.
It's funny, y'all did have common ground. And I remember when Michelle Obama, former First Lady Michelle Obama came, I don't know if you remember, she was sitting at the table. You had to leave the kids for a weekend to go with your husband, Tim, somewhere. And you had made this chart with colors. Elizabeth Hasselbeck had colors and dots every minute of the day what the kids were supposed to be doing. And Michelle Obama said, throw it away. You remember she was like, throw it away. You look like you're about to pass out. Do you remember, like, Michelle Obama, she gave you advice of just about being a mother.
Yeah, I think if these are the moments that I think everyone wants to remember, like the arguments or the spicy moment, the political divide, but I think what we got to engage in every single day was sitting with someone who might not think exactly how you think, but just getting behind their lens for a minute and understanding their why behind their what. To me, that's so powerful, and I think as a Christian woman, like there's no division because we're unified in Christ. So I'm like, we can be together and not agree on certain things and still be like, and really we agree on many things, but
we do.
Yeah, we disagree to get in trouble.
And that
together.
was it. You were my prayer partner on The View. You did. We used to pray together all the time.
Sherri would come, I'd hear her little slippers
coming
down
through.
the hall.
That's right.
Like, she'd always have these high heels in her hand, and then I would hear her, and I was like, God, thank you for Sherri.
We would pray together. That was it. And that's what I love about us being on The View, our time together. And you know what, I got inspiration from you because, you know, you and your marriage to Tim Hasselbeck. And it tripped me out because I was like, oh my gosh, you and Tim have been together since college. So you've been together almost 30 years. You and Tim Hasselbeck. Look at, you talking about us babies. Look at you. So 30 years, because I don't listen. Let me tell you something. When people tell me.
That was my senior year in college.
That was your senior year in college. And now 30 years later. You know, y'all have been through so many things. What's the secret in 30 years of marriage?
You know, I think a couple things. One, I'd say this that I just remembered right now, is putting old photos up. Because we forget, you know what I mean? We get busy with our day, we forget like where we started and the feelings we had, and that will evoke that. And then two, I mean, I don't have advice. I just am like, we're a mess because we've known each other for so long. We're like 2 kids married. But I know that, I just watched his football reel, his highlight reel from college. And I was like, ooh, you're very cute.
So you still got a crush?
You're very good.
You got a crush on your husband still?
I totally have a crush on him still. But you need reminders because the days are hard. Life gets hard. For us, I'm just saying for me, I have no advice for anybody else. I only know what God has put me in this marriage right here, and so like what He's asking of me. But I remember the first year of marriage was probably our hardest. Because we didn't live together. And I'm like, I have habits that he does not have.
Are you very neat? You're not. No. You know, you're a little unorganized.
I'm a little sloppy. But we did this thing like, hey, I was feeling like something's off. You know when you could just tell something's like, ugh, something's off. And I was like, hey, I read this thing that we could do. Like, do you like me? Is this still great? Like, are we still great living together? And I was like, I read this thing that we should just say one little thing that's bothering us. And he didn't want to do it because he's a smart man. He's like, this is a trap. And I was like, does this look good? He's like, what can I say is leave alive? You know, like So I think it's like, this conversation was eye-opening to me because I was like, just tell me the one little thing I'm doing wrong. And he's like, He didn't want to tell me. I'm like, just tell me. He's like, it's the grape in the sink.
Oh, why do you have a grape in the sink?
I was like, what do you mean the grape in the sink? And he's like, I don't know, it's the grape in the sink. I'm like, this is so ridiculous. I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, every night you go to do your research for the show or whatever you're doing, and you make a bowl of grapes, and there's always a grape left in the sink, and you don't even see it. And I have to go in there and reach in the sink and get the grape. And I'm like, dude, what? But it was bothering him enough every day.
Kind of thing.
It was
You can talk.
a little thing in a marriage. So I'm like, what's the grape in the sink? The little thing that you can just adjust a little bit that's driving your husband or wife crazy that you cannot do anymore,
this
you
is
know?
what I
So find the
love.
grape in the sink, and then,
Congratulations. 30 years.
I mean, I love him.
I loved
He's
him
the best.
too. And you know what? This is what I love the fact that you write now. This is your second book, God's Masterpiece, an adventure in discovering your worth. Can you tell us about what God's masterpiece is? I love.
Well, I love you for just loving it. This is a book that is based on God's good idea, which is Ephesians 2:10, that we are God's masterpiece, created in Christ Jesus to do the good work that He has prepared ahead of us to do.
Yes.
Right? So this is... The coolest thing is that I thought, what would it look like? I love art. I studied art, designed shoes for Puma for a bit. But I was like, what would it look like if these two best friends from the previous book, Flashlight Night, went through and discovered all of these art masterpieces, right? Which automatically you ask, like, who made that? And then at the end of the book, they realize, well, you are God's masterpiece. You are His greatest masterpiece, and so is your friend, uniquely made, and still in progress. So, and at the end of the book, there's a mirror.
Yes.
So you can see.
At the end of the book, there's a mirror right
in the book.
here. I love that there's a mirror. So when they look in the mirror, they will see themselves.
Yes.
Why is this important for young kids, do you think, knowing that they're God's masterpiece?
Yeah, because I think this world wants to tear that down. This world wants to attempt to tell our kids that their uniqueness is not good, that their difference is wrong, that they need to be like somebody else. And God uses unique brush sets and strokes on each and every one of us because He loves us and wants us to be who we are. And we as adults need this message too. You're God's masterpiece, you're God's masterpiece, you're God's masterpiece.
Yes.
And so just a reminder, and by the way, to not only, I think what was on my heart is, yes, I am agreeing with God's word that He says that I am His workmanship, right? That I'm His masterpiece. But I also know that you are. So like, how do you treat something preciously made well?
Yes.
So that if we can look at each other as God's masterpieces, we could treat each other like God's masterpieces.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. And I love the mirror. I love the mirror. Not only my God's masterpiece, I look in the mirror and I go, yeah, you are, girl.
Yeah.
Elizabeth, I want to say thank you for being here. I love you so much.
so much.
Girl.
Oh, I love you. I love you so much.
Now, y'all, God's Masterpiece, an adventure in discovering your worth. It's out now. And everybody in the studio audience, you are getting a copy.
It'll be so legendary. Sherri's got you feeling good.
Tabitha. You know what? Ever since I started following you when you were online and you had your vegan recipes, that's how long I have been a fan of yours.
Thank you.
You've never stopped radiating positivity. Like, have you always had this infectious smile?
You know what? I have, I think so.
Really?
That's my business and my truth, okay? But no, really. I've just always been a joyful
Look at you.
person.
So you was a little young girl.
There I am.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Still smiling.
Yeah, I was working in a call center right there and was happy about it. I had a job.
Oh, really?
Yeah, working for UPS. Sure
So,
was.
but when I see you, like, if you get mad at somebody, do you still smile? Like, if you have to check somebody, is it with a smile?
Now, I have done that.
Really?
Yes, but most time if I'm smiling when I'm mad, you better watch out.
That's it.
That means I'm really, really trying to give you the best grace I can.
I want to congratulate you, Tabitha. You got the key to your city in your hometown of Eden, North Carolina. Now, it's one thing to get the key to a city you've never been in or lived in, but this was Eden, North Carolina. This was your hometown. How did that feel?
It felt amazing, right? I mean, I'm from a very small town. Come on, Eden, North Carolina.
Okay.
I was hoping that one person would know. Okay. If it was, I already knew you.
Okay.
But all of my family, you know, we're all from here. Even my husband, we're all from there.
Wow.
And so, but downtown, it feels like it's a time capsule because everything still feels the same.
Really?
And my daddy's barbershop is right downtown where they gave me the key to the city. And so just to do it right there on his street, it was just surreal.
Oh,
he
my
was
God.
crying. We was all crying. Hey, daddy. Hey, daddy.
And
Okay.
I'm sure for the town it was so poignant because they know you.
Yeah.
You were like, they're so proud of you.
Yeah, they called me hometown hero.
Really?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
It's like,
amazing.
and you putting Eden, North Carolina on the map.
Okay, didn't I? Come on.
Okay,
Wait,
Eden, North
come on.
Carolina.
Okay.
All right,
yes.
you make us want to take the train over there or the plane.
You won't make it if you take a train. Baby, there is no train going through there.
Going
for
through
you to get
Eden.
there.
Girl, you know what? I didn't know that you had a birthday a few weeks ago.
I did.
Happy belated birthday to
Thank
Tabitha.
you.
But I love this because you're the only person I know who likes to work on their birthday. Why you like to work on your birthday?
Because, you know, many years ago, I was working with, like, regular jobs that I hated,
Yeah.
right? And so after, you know, praying about entertaining and being an actress, my prayer was like, God, one day, I just want to be booked on my birthday. Like, that's my prayer. And I had a little vision board, and I was like, from this point on, every time I have a birthday, I want to be on set. And ever since then, my husband reminded me on this birthday, he was like, you on set again on your birthday.
You working on your
like,
birthday.
You manifested that. And so, because I know what it's like not to be working.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to be blessed to be working on my birthday.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Do you pass this on to your kids about, you know, that work ethic and that blessing of being able to work on your birthday?
Choice, my daughter she said, Mama, that's your ministry, girl.
Oh, she did?
She, you know, she's 23. She like, no, I'm going
On my birthday, I'm going out.
doing something, okay? But yeah, working hard, I'm trying to pass down to them. But you know, I love that they have their own independent thoughts.
And, you know, and they're being independent, but, you know, it's so funny because the kids are growing up so fast.
Look
Your
at my
son,
baby.
Quest is turning 13 next week. 13, he almost taller than you.
He is taller than me.
It's the hair.
Yeah, that's what I told him.
It's the hair that makes you taller.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
that's
look
an
at-
older picture. Now he just hit 6 feet.
He just hit 6 feet?
Yeah.
Girl, he's turning,
Yeah.
and oh my gosh, so
Yeah.
he's about to be a teenager.
He is.
Are you happy or are you nervous?
I'm all both of them.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girl. It's bittersweet, right? Because it's like the 13 is like, oh, you really not a baby no more. Like, you're
Right.
really growing up.
Yeah.
And so you miss the moments you know you'll never have again.
Mm-hmm.
But then you're happy because you have this little young man that's growing up right
Yeah.
before your eyes. And he is so sweet. He's compassionate. And
Yeah.
he'll mama's boy in his own way, but he's
Yes.
also like a leader. And just getting to witness that, it's bittersweet. That's my baby.
It literally is two different feelings. Because I look at Jeffrey and I go, I love him so much. I'm so proud of the young man he is.
Yeah.
Then I go up to hug him, like he'll be standing, I hug him from behind. He goes, awkward, awkward. You know, and it's like, you do miss those times when they wanted to marry you.
Listen, they loved every part of us.
Every
right?
part of you.
I was reading something, I can't remember where it was, but they were like, I wish I knew when it was gonna be the last time I picked up my child.
Oh.
Because you don't know.
You don't know.
Right? So every time we go on like vacation or in the summertime when we're in the pool, I'd be like, come over here, I can pick you up in this pool. Get over here. So yeah.
And now you got Quest, but your daughters are grown too. Like you said, Choice.
Yeah.
Choice is 23.
She is.
And your daughter Leah she's 20.
Yeah, Leah, yeah.
Leah is 29.
She's gonna be 30 this year.
She's gonna be 30 this year.
Yes,
So
yes.
what's your relationship like with your daughters now that they're adults?
Listen,
Girl.
now we get to be friends for real.
Okay.
Right? Choice, even though she lives at home, baby, she outside.
Really?
Okay.
She is outside
Yeah, I have
in
to
the
text her
streets.
like, girl, hey girl, you coming home? You know, I ain't seen you, girl. She's like, oh mommy, girl, you so crazy. I see you, girl.
That is so
Right.
funny.
But I see Leah, the oldest, way more, and she don't live at home, but she trains me.
Oh, she's your trainer?
Yeah, baby. So I see her 3-4 times a week.
All the time.
Yeah.
It's nice having your daughters as your friends,
Yes,
though. Like,
yes.
they say boys never leave their mamas, but the
Yeah.
girls become like your best friends.
Yeah, they do.
Oh
They
my
really
gosh.
do. They
Okay,
really do.
so this is what I love, you know. So you got you almost about to be an empty nester
I know.
with Quest.
I know.
So
Well, no, because wherever he go, we going.
oh, you going to wherever Quest gonna go?
Yeah, when he going to college, we going to college.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I understand that, Tabitha, but I'm seeing Chance in a different light, your hubby, because y'all released this sexy new ad for your new fragrance.
We
Look
see
at this. And I'm like,
Okay. Yeah.
the sexy new fragrance is called her business and his business.
And it is.
So like, y'all need to be alone for a minute. So when it's on, do you get in each other's business?
You know, because that is our business, okay? Yeah. We each have our own fragrance, so it's his business and her business. So they're great by themselves, but they better together.
But they're better together.
Yeah. They can be put on top of each other.
Oh.
Okay, blend.
Oh.
I don't know where your mind is at. We're talking about the fragrance, okay?
Yeah, well, I know where my mind is at right now. I just love you and Chance together so much. I love your love for each other. It is just like, that's one of the things that make you so sexy, girl.
Thank you.
You love your man.
I do. Our anniversary is next month.
Your anniversary is next month. What y'all doing?
Next month. We're actually going to go with Kev and Melissa. You just had Kev on stage.
Yes, we had Kev on stage.
So we're going to go with them to Europe and Italy and do like a whole nice.
Why don't y'all invite some single people with you? Everybody else going having fun.
We're going to invite y'all virtually.
Yeah, no. I want to go.
We're going to have to plan us a trip. Then.
Okay, we got to plan a trip. That's what I would like.
Yes.
Now, and I love this because, like you said, you manifest so much stuff in your life. You manifested becoming a children's book author, which congratulations.
Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah.
There's sunshine.
Yeah.
So it's so fun, and I love the cover. I love your hair. Like, what made you decide to write a book?
You know, I love children. Of course, I'm a mama, and I have a children's show. And so I was like, you know what? I want to write a book, but also it's kind of dedicated to my mama, because my mama raised me this way to believe and know that we are sunshine, we are light, we all have that superpower inside of us. And so I was like, let me share that with children so that they can grow up and be adults who know how to pull from their own light.
I love it. And when I tell you I love this cover.
Thanh you. That's Lil Tab and Lil Donna.
Lil Tab and Lil Donna right here, and the texture and everything about it. I just want to say, how do you manifest? You manifest so much stuff. How do you do it, girl?
You know, the power of the tongue is real.
Okay.
You got to speak it and believe it.
So what do you do when you manifest?
Well, there's different ways you can do it. You can have a picture of something. You
All
can
right,
journal.
I'm manifesting Jason Momoa.
Oh.
So how do I use my
Oh.
Jason Momoa.
Well, what you want to do with
He's
Jason?
wearing linen pants with no shirt on.
Oh.
I'm manifesting him. Yeah, just like that. That's what I'm manifesting. So how do I do it?
But what you want to do?
Oh, you know
just
what I want to do. That's my business. That's my business.
You know what? I would just tell you to just print the picture out and sit it on your nightstand.
Sit on my nightstand.
Yeah, and look at it before you go to bed and have your little moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do.
And when I say moment, I mean prayer.
Well, hallelujah and amen. Joy, I gotta tell you, I miss you so much, and I miss sitting with you at The View.
I know.
We had the most fun.
We miss you there.
Oh, thank you.
I mean it. Well, you were there for all the good stuff. The fight between Rosie and Hasselbeck, remember?
was.
You were there for that.
I was there for some good stuff.
You were there, yeah.
But we used to have so much fun, like on screen at the table, because I sat right next to you.
Yeah.
And then when the show was over, we had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But it's like, I thought about it, Joy. You've been doing The View for nearly 30 years.
I'm what they call, thank you. I am what they call a lifer.
You're a lifer.
I'm a lifer.
Okay.
I had a life sentence.
Do you ever see yourself, do you see yourself doing, you just need it on The View. You see yourself even going longer?
Oh, I don't know. A person has to die at some point.
I wasn't thinking about all of that, Joy. You're so funny. I just think because, I watch you, we over here watch you every day after this show ends, and then we watch you. But like your opinions and everything, the world is so polarizing now. It's so much chaos.
Yeah.
Y'all have the political, the political discussions, and sometimes it gets very, very heated. But you manage to cut through everything with your humor. I just got to ask you, I know I'm a comment, how do you do it so effortlessly?
What was your position in the family as a child? Because I don't know, what was it?
I was always the one that kept the peace. What made everybody laugh.
Okay, well, that's my role, too.
Yeah.
When things would get tough and they would get tense, I'd come in with something and everybody would laugh and it would dissipate all of the rage.
Yes.
And we became comedians because, well, I don't know, I grew up with a depressed mother. You know, she was kind of bipolar, I think.
Your mother was?
She must have been. I mean, we didn't call it that in those days. You say my Aunt Rose used to say, you know, so and so has a split personality. I'd say, really, what does that mean? She'd say, well, sometimes she says hello, sometimes she don't want to be bothered.
Yes, I had a lot of those aunties.
Yeah, so those were
Absolutely.
split personalities in those days.
Yes.
But my mother, she would be either on the table dancing and singing, or she'd be at the sink saying, dear God, give me the strength to wash these brassieres. So you never know where she was coming from. So as a child, I would try to make her laugh.
Yeah, because you knew that was
Yeah.
it, and then it would be good within the
Yes.
household. Exactly, and this is what you do on the show. I love watching y'all when y'all do the hot topics.
Yeah.
And so we were talking. So I want your opinion on this. We were talking the other day, or I was, about Jason Isaacs, one of the stars from The White Lotus.
Oh, yeah.
And he did a scene where he did some like a full frontal kind of, not full frontal, but he showed a portion of his of his.
I didn't see that. You mean full Mr. Happy?
Yeah, he showed Mr. Happy.
Whoa.
Like he was sitting in a chair and Mr. Happy was out. And so he was on Gayle King's show and Gayle asked him, was it real?
Oh,
like, was
what?
it him or was it real? So he got a little upset and he said it was a double standard and nobody does this to women. Like, how do you feel about when women ask men about, is it real or?
I'm still on Gail said, is it fake? How would it be fake?
Because we didn't know if it was a prosthetic or not.
So wait, but if it was a prosthetic, then what did he do with the real Mr. Happy?
But here's the thing, if it ain't happy enough, you use a prosthetic.
Oh.
So Gayle just wanted to know if it was real, but
Maybe Mr. Happy needs an antidepressant. All right, go ahead.
This girl, and this is what I get from this woman all the time. I just was curious about, because I felt like, we do this with
So
men.
he actually got mad.
I don't think he got mad. I think he was just like, why are you asking me this? And you wouldn't when people do it to a woman, it's,
Would you ever pose naked for anything? I mean, I always say for a man to see me naked, I have to be in his will.
Girl.
Yes, but I don't go for exposing myself in public or even in my bedroom.
Let me tell you something. You do everything else. You couldn't do something. You couldn't do a nude something.
I was considering maybe porn for the blind. But other than that, no. Nothing.
Okay, and so that leads me to my next question.
Yeah.
Joy Behar, do you miss doing stand-up comedy?
No, do you?
Yes, I do. I always have to be on stage.
Oh.
I cannot be on stage. What are you
I
talking about?
can.
You just did stand-up in this chair.
Well, that's different. I'm sitting. And when you're sitting, it's different. I always feel like stand-up, it was always difficult for me in a way.
Okay.
Because I would get nauseous, I would throw up, I'd have the runs. Before I had to go on, it was bad.
Yes.
So then I'd get laughs, and I would like it, and then I'd have a glass of wine, and then they'd say, okay, you have to do it again tomorrow. And we're like, I don't want to do it again, because it's hard to do.
It is hard to do. You sound like you're the one with the split personality.
I
Joy,
am. Well, like mother, like daughter.
Like mother, like daughter.
No, but to me, it's always like I'm naked on stage, which I told you already, I don't enjoy that. And everybody else is wearing clothes. That's how it feels.
As a stand-up comics, we have to be very vulnerable. That's what draws people in.
Yeah.
To make folks laugh. So you don't like being that vulnerable.
Well, if you're vulnerable, too vulnerable, they get scared that you're scared.
Yeah.
So you have to show confidence. That's why it's so hard to do in the beginning, because you have no confidence.
Right.
Yeah.
And you just have to learn it.
That's
okay,
right.
so then I just have to rely on you to do your stand-up when you're sitting at the table.
That's right. If I'm sitting, it's fine. I used to do Jay Leno all the time, always sitting. And he'd say, why don't you do a set? And I'd say, no, why would I do that? Put myself in that position.
Because you're funny, that's why.
Yeah, but I could be funny sitting and standing. What's the difference? Lying
this is
down,
why-
I'm really hilarious lying down.
So this is what I want to say, because you're not doing stand-up, you get to like really indulge in your other passions, and people don't know you're an amazing writer. So I want to congratulate you on your it's your off-Broadway debut of My First Ex-Husband.
Right.
This show's so great. Can you tell us about this show?
Well, I interviewed a bunch of women about I was very interested to hear, why do people get divorced? Because I'm divorced myself.
Yeah.
Hard to believe, isn't it? And because I'm divorced, I was always wondering, why did I even get divorced?
Yeah.
But then when I look back, I know why.
Why?
Well, I was like a child when I got married. I was 22. We were like two unformed pieces of protoplasm. You know what I mean?
Together.
And then there we get together trying to actually act like we're married. It was ridiculous, really.
It was.
So that ended. And there are other reasons probably too. But So I interviewed women to see what happened to them. I was curious. And so after I spoke to people for hours, I put it on tape, and I personally transcribed it because I'm a very good typist. That's one of my skills.
All right, so-
Then I would make it into a short monologue that made sense.
Yeah.
And add and subtract things.
And I love it because it's these short monologues, and they're really amazing. And some stories are so touching. Some are laugh out loud, funny. They're different stories of women and what they went through being married,
Right.
And why it didn't work.
And they're all different.
They're all different.
Right.
And you have different actresses reading them. So you have, right now, Susan Lucci, Judy Gold, Tanya Pinkins, and Vianne Cox. They are an amazing cast. So they get on stage and they read these stories.
Yeah. That's the wrong picture.
What's the wrong picture? Who's wrong in this? There's Susan Lucci, Judy
The
Gold.
one with the glasses next to Judy Gold is not in it anymore. She got ill. So Vianne Cox.
Oh,
is in
Vianne
it
Cox
now,
took her
And
place.
we don't have her picture though.
And Tanya Pinkins.
Tanya Pinkins is great, fantastic cast. Yeah.
And it's like so it's just a role.
Every 4 weeks we change the cast.
You change the cast.
And I'm going to go back into it again, April 11th, 12th, and 13th, just for a short thing.
So you actually going to read some of the
Yeah.
stories?
Well, I was in the first round. You were in the round out in the Hamptons.
I did it in the Hamptons for you, and and it was like it was sold out at the theater.
Yeah, we sold out every show. I wish people would come.
No, I'm telling you, it's so funny. And it was so funny getting to see other actresses do it.
Yeah.
Now, you really should get Gayle King on there to read.
Why, she's divorced?
Yeah, Gayle King is divorced. She's got like an amazing story.
Oh, you mean interview her or do her as an actress?
She'd be good if you were going to add stories.
Yeah.
But she would also be good as an actress to read one of your stories.
Why do you say that?
Because Gayle King is funny.
She
And
is.
She's really, first of all, but I was going to say, you better get her because you know she's going to space. Okay, she's got... Gayle King, she announced that she's going to space.
Why?
I don't know why she's
There's so
going
much mishigas and craziness right here. Why do you need to go there?
Gayle, it was like on her bucket list. She's always wanted to try something.
Is Oprah going too?
No, Oprah's not going.
So she's no dummy. She's not going.
Yeah, Oprah not going. You know what Oprah said? Oprah said, you go, Gayle.
You go.
But like, I love it. So I was just saying you got to get Gayle before she goes to space. Right. But, thinking of bucket list, is there anything that you have? Do you have a bucket list?
Yeah. It's pretty empty at the moment.
It's really empty at the moment?
I emptied it, the bucket list, right?
So you've done everything?
Pretty much. I mean, I've done everything. I mean, I'm writing plays now. I did stand-up. I was a receptionist at Good Morning America.
Oh, you was a receptionist at Good Morning America?
Yeah.
How long did that last?
3 years. I was one of the worst receptionists they've ever had. It's famous. It's a famous story how bad I was.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
People would call me. They'd say, "Where's Joan London?" I'd say, "How the hell do I know?" What am I, I'm not her mother.
Joy, when I tell you, and you don't want to do stand-up no more, you want to do sit-down.
I'll do sit down.
You'll do sit down.
Yeah, sit down, yeah.
Girl, when I tell you I love you so much, I miss you and I adore you.
Are we done already?
Yeah, you gotta go. You gotta go. I know you want to stay, but you gotta go.
Once I sit down, it's hard to get me to stand up again.
When you sit down, you ready to go. That's what I love. I'll go out and see Joy out, and then we'll just spend like the whole weekend together.
I know.
Laughing.
You have to. Why don't you come and do the show again? I know you.
Yes, I'll come.
I know you're busy.
Well, it's hard.
You'd come to see Sherri, right?
But it's hard.
She's so funny.
I got this talk show because I got to be up early in the morning.
Every minute you can't. So do it 3 days. Do a weekend.
Okay, now you're putting me in a position. You always do this, Joy.
I did. Listen, I did the same thing to Drew Barrymore. She said, yeah, I'll come on. And then her agent said, she's too busy.
Okay, well, I'll tell you this. I'm going to keep my word. I'm going to come on and I'm going to do the show with you because I love you.
You heard her.
Because you made me say it. You always make me do this, Joy. Y'all, I want to say, Joy, thank you for being here.
Yes.
Because I love you.
I love you too.
The only thing I love more than watching Private Eye Jenny on The Masked Singer, and you got a Footloose episode
we do tomorrow
on The Masked Singer, is making her do ridiculous things on my show. Okay, so Jenny is the type of friend who says she's always up for anything. Last time she was here, we raced each other wearing kangaroo shoes, all right? So this time, I'm taking Jumpin' Jenny to the next level. You still up for anything, girl?
You guys make me bounce more than the Playboy Mansion made me bounce. I swear to God.
Well, that's a compliment. compliment right there. Okay, so we all know that the classic Halloween game, Bobbing for Apples. We know that one. But today, Jenny and I are gonna play Bouncing for Apples.
I love it.
Okay, so here's how it works.
Okay.
Go get on yours right here.
Okay.
Pick up your apples, Jenny.
Okay.
And first we're gonna step on our trampolines, which we did. Now, as we're bouncing, we are gonna take turns throwing apples at Donnie Wahlberg.
Yes.
All right. So each apple that Donnie catches is worth a point. And whoever gets the most points in 30 seconds wins. Okay, so I'm up first, because I just want to
Come on, Sherri.
throw some apples at Donnie. All right, Donnie, are you all right? Okay, oh, I got to bounce. Okay, put it, okay.
Let's go.
Oh my God, she's good at it.
Okay. All right. All right. All right, Donnie. All right, I think I got it. Don't waste your apples, Jenny. Oh, I'm sorry, Donnie. Oh my God. All right, I'm getting apples in Donnie's basket. Oh my God. Oh my God. I think I got it. I'm so excited. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. I don't know how many that is. I'm so excited.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Oh God.
You're unbeatable.
Okay, girl, because I love my
God.
Donnie Wahlberg. All right. So, Jenny, I got 19 points. It's your turn.
You got it.
Donnie, dump the apples. You did it. Reset the clock. Jenny!
A bunch at you.
No, you got 21 points. You got it.
I missed one of her apples, she would have killed me.
She would have killed you. So I want to say, Jenny and Donnie, thank you for being here. I'm too tired. Read it.
The Masked Singer airs Wednesday on Fox and streams next day on Hulu.
And you got a Footloose episode on The Masked Singer.
That's right.
All right. Keep going. Read it, Donnie.
For more info on the New Kids on the Block Right Stuff Vegas residency, go to SherriShowTV.com.
We're gonna